What's up, good people? Welcome to another episode of The Talk of the Shore. My name is Ralan Wardlaw, and this is another week and another episode. This is Season 3, Episode 4, so keep pushing along. Here in Season 3, if you did not watch or listen to last week's episode with Jaden Williams of the Lesley-Anne Shore golf team, please go check that out. And we'll start off as we do every episode with the Hbcu Fact of the Day, which is that a historically black college by the name of Bluefield State College, which is in West Virginia, is the only HBCU as of October 21st, when I got this research, that has a higher population of non-African Americans than how should I put this? They have more white students than black students. That's what they have, but I want to keep it a non-African American because there could be people of other ethnicities there as well. But currently 80% of Bluefield State is white. So that is a fun fact about HBCUs, because I've ran into people who thought that potentially maybe HBCUs were only for black people, or that only black people can teach at them, which is far from the truth. And Bluefield State is one of the examples of that, I guess you could say, with their high population of white students. So still an HBCU, but opening their doors to more than just young black minds. So after our fact, we'll go into our guest for today. Sitting to my left, we have Miss Lesley-Anne King, who is an athletic trainer here at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. What's up, Leslie?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. All right. So as we start off every week, what is how should I put this first? Sorry. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Farmington, Connecticut.
Farmington, Connecticut. Okay, and 3 words about Farmington.
Wow. Well, farms. We do have farms in Farmington, Connecticut.
Okay.
This small town. It's kind of near Hartford, so I guess small. And then one random fun fact about Farmington, Connecticut is that 50 Cent actually lived there for a little bit. He did a whole episode of MTV Cribs. I don't know if people remember that show.
I loved MTV Cribs.
He had like 18 bathrooms and stuff like that. So that's
was that the one that was like Mike Tyson's old house?
It was Mike Tyson's house first.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty much the only time Farmington has been on MTV. So that's another random fact about that.
Okay. And so, what were the words again? I started thinking about 50 Cent. So small farms. And what was it?
50 Cent, I guess.
50 Cent.
I don't know.
Curtis. So we already know why Curtis, because he. So as far as the obviously Farmington Farms, what's the what is there a specific crop that's grown there, or is it just?
I mean, I grew up around a lot of cornfields, I guess, but I know, but apples. That's I think a New England thing. Apples and apple picking, and I think there's strawberries and stuff too. Got you.
All right. And then just small, self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Self-explanatory. We were just in Hartford, which is where's Hartford in relation?
Hartford is like 20 minutes from, like 2 towns over from where I grew up.
Right.
Yeah.
And Hartford is the capital, like the big city of Connecticut, you would say?
Yeah.
So other than, I guess Hartford, what are the other, spots that, people may know about Connecticut? I mean, it's not a really big state, but I'm sure it's...
I mean, UConn's there. That's where we were just there with men's basketball. Yeah. So UConn's in Connecticut. Yale's in Connecticut as well. So
okay.
There's also that. That's in New Haven. So New Haven's more like, I want to say, like, when you think of stereotypical New England, it's more like colonial. Maybe that's what...
Like old school,
like old school. Like there's places that have like the butter churns and stuff like that.
Still in 20?
No, not still. Oh, okay. But that's kind of like what you think of, I guess, when you
I see what
think
you're saying.
of that. But.
All right. And so that's... Oh, yeah, ESPN's there, right?
ESPN. Oh, yeah, that's true. ESPN is in Bristol, so...
Okay.
We grow up in like middle school and you have like a field trip and you go tour the studios and stuff. So that's kind of cool.
And so how far is Bristol from where you grew up?
It's next. It's
Oh,
down
so it's
over.
right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad actually worked in Bristol when I grew up, so.
Okay. At ESPN?
No.
Oh, okay. I mean, people have said there's like nothing there except ESPN, so I didn't know if he, was a producer, or something like that. You know, that
My
that
dad
kind
worked
of
in a
thing.
post office.
Okay. So, as I stated from the top, you're an athletic trainer. You've been here a little over 3 years, since October of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we kind of start from the beginning. Not the beginning really. We'll just start from, I guess getting out of high school and then what got you
You
here.
want like my resume?
Yeah, I mean, like a slight version of the resume. You don't have to, give me the bullet points like a, employer would ask, but like kind of what got you to this point, starting with, where you went to college and then kind of after that.
Okay. Well, I went to college at Boston University up in Boston, and that's where I decided to become an athletic trainer. After that, I worked at Villanova for a year, then went down to Miami where I went to grad school at Florida International University.
Yeah.
And then after that, I worked at the University of Miami for 8 years or so. And then I decided I love Miami, but it's also it's hard to live there for a long time.
It's much to love
Yeah.
in Miami.
But it's very hard to live there for a long period of time.
Why you say it's hard to live in Miami?
Miami's just a different way of life. It's very different from up here.
Oh, dude.
It's completely different pace. Things are expensive. Things are, super flashy.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, and my family's my family is mostly up north, so it was time to kind of come home to family. So
Gotcha.
that's why I'm back here. But that's
your last job before here was at Miami?
yes.
Got you. Okay, and so had you ever been in this area before? Prior,
Eastern Shore, no.
Yeah, the Eastern Shore.
I've been to D.C., Maryland
Yeah,
area and
yeah.
stuff, but not Eastern Shore before.
Okay,
I don't
so
think so.
you kind of mentioned earlier about New England. What makes the New England area unique in itself? Because
There's a lot of history in New England, in Connecticut. I mean, I grew up, in like elementary school again. You have all like the history of like, so we had all the, just like Native American stuff,
gotcha.
just stuff like that. So the history goes back pretty far,
Yeah.
I guess. But
Then so how far? I'm gonna admit, like that part of the country, I'm like, I know all the states that are up there, but it's like geographically kind of tough. So like in relation to, I mean, I don't know, like Boston, which is like I guess, would you say that's like the quintessential like New England city, like what people would know?
yeah, Boston is probably. So where I'm from, in Connecticut, is pretty much right in between New York City and Boston.
Okay.
So Boston was like 2 hours. New York City's maybe like 2.5. So kind of the thing with Connecticut is like a lot of like football fans are split between like Patriots and like the Giants because the state itself doesn't have a team. So
Gotcha.
people are, in Connecticut are kind of like 50-50. So
Yeah. I mean, that was gonna be my next question because I know, like, I guess, well, with it being geographically in the middle, I figured like the majority of New England, like the Rhode Island and Massachusetts, obviously, but Connecticut, I thought they would be more leaning towards Boston Celtics, Patriots, Red Sox, all that.
yeah, I
But-
mean like my family itself, like I grew up a Giants fan. My dad's a Giants fan, but my sister's a Patriots fan. So we're kind of a split household.
Oh, so I guess
itself.
those Super Bowls were real fun back in the day, back when the Giants were actually good.
Yeah.
They're not good now. Neither are the Panthers, so it's all good. Like it's just, maybe next year. Maybe
There's always next year.
There's always next year.
There's always next year.
Yeah. So, I guess you said the family element. What else kind of attracted you to, coming to the Eastern Shore? Well, I guess, can you kind of explain, because you have like your Pivot, you work for Pivot, but can you kind of explain, I guess, how that really works and when did you really, I guess, start with Pivot, to be able to be placed here at the
So I started working for Pivot
Eastern
at the
Shore.
same time.
Okay.
I'm working like at University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
Sure.
As part of I guess the position itself. I chose to come here just because I wanted more of I don't mean to be. I don't mean to be disrespectful or anything, but like more like a small like
Okay.
community. You know, I like that aspect better. More where you kind of know everyone in the department. Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone knows all the athletes, and I like that here. I get to work with all the athletes, not specifically one specific team. So I get to know everyone.
Right.
So I think that it's just a more like family vibe, I guess.
Right. So so at all the other stops, was it just like, hey, you're just working with one
Specific team for the most part, yeah.
So I guess how does that, like, scheduling wise, how does that change for you? Like, I guess because now with working with all the sports, basically from August to May, June, you got people the whole time, versus say what sport do you have in Miami? Soccer. So, like, when soccer season was over, like, what was the difference in, I guess, your work schedule and how that went once you have one specific team and they're out of the season?
I guess the biggest difference is the traveling. Because before, when I worked with one team, like, for instance, soccer, I'd be gone pretty much from the months of August through November. I'd be on the road every weekend or, pretty much didn't have anything besides soccer.
Right.
Now it's kind of like I'm traveling more throughout the year, but we kind of rotate the trips and stuff. So
Right.
I could travel this week, but then have next week where I'm home. So it's a little less, I guess, a little less strenuous. I don't know if that's the right word, but
it's just the mindset has to be different because you're dealing with different sports, different athletes. The injuries are always different. So what would you say your like, how should I put this? The worst injury you had to deal with, like, in game? Because you're not like a medical doctor, so so the people know, so you can't like just start performing surgery on the field or something like that.
right.
But or like doing,
if I could do that,
I should say perform, but like truly diagnosing, what's going on. So, like, I guess what's the weirdest injury you've had to deal with in your time? Which
I've dealt with a couple weird things, I guess. I can't talk about injuries that I've seen here just because
you
stuff
can't.
like that.
Yeah.
But in my past, like, the worst thing I've seen, like, in a game was a soccer player with a tib-fib fracture. So pretty much her leg was basically sideways.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the grossest thing I've seen.
Okay.
I've worked football in the past, so you see a lot of crazy things working football just because of the nature of that sport.
Right.
But no, thankfully everyone I've worked with has been okay. Knock on wood. But
yeah.
but no,
Yeah.
you do see. You don't want to have to see. Like, my job is kind of
Preventative.
awkward because you're waiting. You're always there watching just for something to happen, but you don't want.
Yeah.
Like, I'm waiting around to not work. Essentially, I don't want
Right.
to wish an injury on anyone. So,
Right. Yeah,
but
which
obviously it does happen.
Yeah, which is, I guess, a weird way to, because you kind of can just go the whole game and you're just like chilling, and all of a sudden something happens. Leslie, let's get in there.
Yeah.
Get in there. You gotta, you're called, called into action really quick. So with, how long have you been, like, I guess, a certified athletic trainer?
I've been an athletic trainer. I've been a certified athletic trainer since 2007.
So 2007.
Yeah,
Wow. So
I'm kind of old.
No, it's just you started early. That's all it is.
Okay,
You
I
started
started early, yeah.
Just say that. You started early. Be like, man, I've been an athletic trainer since I was 9 years old. You've been doing
Exactly.
it for
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm only 23. So you kind of, really have gotten into the groove of what the job is.
Mm-hmm.
How was the difference in travel with, like, a school, like a bigger school, like a Miami, versus here where where travel is just a different animal as far as resources and things of that nature?
I guess. Obviously, you look at a school like Miami, and they have just a whole bunch of different resources than we have here, which, so there is that aspect of it. But a place like Miami also is, if you think about location-wise, they're in the middle of nowhere. So every trip they go on, they have to fly. They have to, it's more of a production because there's not that much around them.
Right.
We're lucky here that, yes, we're a little bit isolated, but a lot of our schools we go to are just over the bridge.
Right.
So we can bus places, and I think that's been especially good with COVID when we're not trying to be going a ton of places and flying. It's Yeah, it's a lot of bus trips,
Right.
but it's
Yeah, I never thought about it in Miami from that standpoint because there's not. I mean, FIU's there, but like, there's not. It's not like there's 15 schools in
yeah.
Miami.
I mean, it takes you from Miami to drive out of the state. It's at least like 8-10 hours.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
for sure.
So
Like I know, I think like from where I grew up, Miami's like a 12 or 13 hour drive, but I can get to Jacksonville in like 4 or 5. So like the
Yeah.
majority of the trip is just driving down 95 to get to Miami. So and so with the Miami scene, like just quick, just really
that's
quick,
just what you want to talk about,
quickly
huh? It's
on the
Miami.
Miami scene because I visited Miami a few months ago and it was a nice time. I see why you say, man, you can't live there for too long.
I will
You
say,
can't live there for too long.
and maybe this will make me
It'll
sound
change your
old.
outlook on everything.
Yeah, but maybe this will make me sound old, but it is a great place to like be a young adult, but you're not gonna really like settle down and have kids and stuff like that.
No,
So
no. Unless you got a lot of money.
unless you got a lot of money,
Unless
yeah.
you got a lot of money. Which, if you got a lot of money, then you can live in Miami. Miami. I feel like Miami, to get the experience of like what you see on TV from like Miami, New York, and LA, you gotta have a lot of money. You gotta have a lot of money.
I will say that living there for so long, Miami isn't just what you see on TV.
That,
There is like,
just
you do
regular Miami.
yeah, regular. You go to the grocery store in your sweatpants, and that's okay too. I mean, you do go to the grocery store in your sweatpants, and there's someone in the same aisle as you in like heels and like a dress, but
But I mean, is that dependent on the time of day, or is that at all times?
that's all times in Miami.
Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense. When I was in the airport, I saw people dressed in the airport like I never would have believed.
Yeah.
So I was like, usually airport, sweatpants. I don't even like to fly in jeans, but some people, they would own it in the airport, and I was like, this is a different place. But shout out to Miami. I'm not gonna go into the stuff I really want to say because it's a family show. You know what I mean? KOD. That's all I'm gonna say.
Can't say that. Can you? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say what it meant. You can, if you want to Google, you can. But it's the reason a lot of musical artists like to rap about their exploits in the city of Miami. So, and then, well, I guess let me ask you, as far as like with undergrad, what did you major in to be able to like get yourself to prepare? Like, when did you? I should probably ask before that. Like, when did you know you wanted to be an athletic trainer?
Okay. So I actually, and again, I'm old, so the profession has changed a little bit since I was in school. But the reason I wanted to become an athletic trainer was I was a swimmer. Actually, I grew up. I was a
You
a
still have
swim-
to teach me how to float too.
Yes, I do have to teach you how to float. But I was a swimmer for 10 years, a competitive swimmer. And then I got hurt in, I think, my sophomore year of high school. So I started doing like physical therapy and stuff like that. So I thought I wanted to be a physical therapist. So I went to school for physical therapy at first. And then I realized I kind of wanted to specialize more in sports, more with athletes. Whereas physical therapy, it is, like, you can specialize in sports, but it is a broader genre. So Boston University had a program where it was a combined athletic training and physical therapy program. Basically, where you start off in athletic training and you get to work with the teams, you get to, get hands-on experience and stuff like that. So I did that and decided I wanted to do that kind of instead. I didn't really want to, no disrespect, work with like the elderly population or, like in hospital settings and that type of stuff. So
it's more depressing setting.
yeah, it's different. It's just a different feel than the setting I currently.
I don't mean
in.
it depressing as in like, oh, I can't get through the day, but like it's much different when you're working with a, I guess, 18-year-old that's got a sprained ankle versus like a 68-year-old who is trying to walk again because he just had a hip replacement.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very different.
Yeah, it's a different
mentality
a different
and kind of how you would approach, I guess, the patient. Yeah, so I did that, and
they're probably a little bit more stubborn at that age too because they feel like they know everything, versus, I mean, the know everything of a college kid is, more like worldly, older people like really think they know everything. Like, they feel like I've been in this body for, 60 plus years. I know it. Versus,
that's gonna be you when you're old, huh? You're gonna be.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I let them do their job. Which is why, sometimes you go in the doctor and be like, hey, you see, like if they show you a picture or something, you see how that, no, I don't know what that means. You need to tell me what it means. I'm not a doctor. I don't look at x-rays. I don't look at MRIs. I don't do any of that. So, all right. So that's kind of how you got in, and then that led you to like.
I will say now the program. So when I entered the program, it was an entry level bachelor's program. Currently, the profession is now an entry level master's program. I'm sorry. It's a master's level program.
Okay.
So you'd go for undergraduate degree in something like exercise science, kinesiology, and then go to grad school for athletic training.
Oh, you do it all there.
So it's different. So I actually went back to school for my master's when I was at Florida International University. Right. But
was in.
My master's is in
athletic training.
No, my master's is in physical education, sport, and fitness. Gotcha. Actually, but honestly, to be a practicing athletic trainer, you just need to be come from an accredited program and then pass the exam. But to get a job like in a college, you need to have a master's as well. So
right, and that's I guess is one thing. There's so many professions that you have to pass some type of test after graduating, which kind of sucks. Lawyers, doctors.
Because it's really not done after school.
Yeah. Like, it's like people who graduate from law school and they won't really celebrate. I'm like, I got to pass the bar. So, it's one of those add athletic training to that profession. That you have to do more. So, I mean, did you ever look into potentially trying to be like a personal trainer or anything like that?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. I mean, I'm
to
just
be honest, no, not really.
Because a lot of athletic trainers are like, personal trainer.
No, a lot of people do like, I guess, dual things or multiple different. And I think it depends on also the setting where you're in, if that, I guess, need arises or whatever. But no, I'm kind of good just staying in my own lane, I guess, and doing my own thing.
No, I got you. All right. So, talked about your work and school. How do you enjoy your time, away from the teams, away from work? How do you decompress and enjoy, Leslie time?
Leslie time. I don't know. It's kind of hard now to say what I like to do for fun because there's like pre-COVID and after COVID. Because before COVID, I like to travel. I like to travel I do travel for work, but you don't actually get to see places when you're traveling for work. So, I like to travel, but traveling's got a little bit more, I guess,
harder.
Or I haven't even really traveled much on my own, honestly. Yeah. But I'm
trying to think. Like, have you? What do you think vacation wise, or I guess just getaway wise, you've done since COVID started, if anything?
I haven't done anything. I've gone home to my parents.
Yeah.
I've gone to see other relatives, but nothing really for...
Nothing crazy.
I've gone to like over the bridge to like DC, but like that's more like a weekend trip, not like a vacation.
Get on a plane type thing.
No, I haven't. I honestly haven't been on a plane in, a long time. Probably not since before COVID.
Oh, so you've been in 18?
Yeah. I know you have, right?
I can't say I can't say I haven't, but I mean a couple of those times were to go home, so that's different, because it's a little bit further drive for me to get home, but than Connecticut, but I think my first time like getting on a plane to like go enjoy something was probably like 3 months ago.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it so much, I went somewhere else the next weekend. Yep.
I should do that. I need to.
I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, it's because it was the season that already started, which I'm not. I mean, never say never. However, I would like to not go somewhere with friends on like a vacation type and still have to work while I'm there.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, I mean, you.
But it's also like, sometimes college athletics doesn't really stop.
No, it never. That's what I said.
Even if you get away from it, you still have your phone. So
yeah,
someone's still gonna need something.
Yeah, that's the one good thing. Like, I didn't have to miss going out and hanging out with friends and stuff. Before. I mean, this is right when the school year started, so this is before we got heavier into it. But I was able to still go and enjoy myself somewhat while still being able to get my work done. So that was good. But really, summertime is when we can actually, if you go somewhere for 3-4 days and you really can just be away. Because even Christmas time is not really.
No, because then you got like family stuff too. If you
Yeah,
do it for,
I think for me, since I've been here, when I go home for Christmas, it's more of, I get to hang out and stuff like that. But there's still a little piece that has to do some work. Not because I'm trying to neglect family or whatever. It's because it's like I'm trying to save myself from being too far behind when we get back into it. Because
because then once you're back into it, it doesn't stop.
yeah, and it won't stop. So every year I've been here, we'll have. We don't have, how should I put it? We have a basketball game in between Christmas and New Year's in some form of fashion. Sometimes on the road, sometimes at home, but we've always had a game. So, and then when January starts, we'll be going full fledged, even when students aren't here. So, that's the yin and yang of working in college athletics. But if you like bus rides, it's fun.
We watch lots of movies.
Lots of movies. So, what did you said mention movies. What's like some of your like favorite movies, just in general, or what genre? You like a lot of rom-coms?
I like rom-coms. I don't like horror movies. I'm not a big scary movie person.
No, me either.
I do like. Obviously, I've seen a ton of sports movies because that's what.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
That's why I tried to not bring
sports movies
because how many times are you really gonna watch Glory Road and Miracle? Not good. Both of those are really
great
good
movies.
Great
yes.
movies, but remember the Titans. You don't have to watch them all the time. So
now I do like superhero type movies too.
So
the Marvel movies and stuff.
You're heavy in Marvel.
I guess maybe that's surprising, but I do kind of.
So back before COVID, when like the new one would come out, you were there. Where you like, how should I put it?
Not like camping out, no.
Yeah, okay, all right.
No.
But I shouldn't say camping out. Like, were you trying to go opening weekend if you could?
Oh, no. I would just make sure. That's probably the movie that I would like, hey, I'll pay money and see it in the theater versus,
okay.
not like, I'm not like diehard, like gonna go and camp out and wear a costume and stuff. If you do, that's cool. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, but I
didn't even. Call me late. I don't know. I didn't realize how serious people were into Marvel till like 4 or 5 years. Like probably 4 years.
There's a lot of movies.
Yeah,
There's
like
a lot of them.
And that's when I really. So, pandemic first hit, and had Disney Plus, and that's when they said they were gonna put all the Marvel movies on there. So I said, okay.
So you tried going for all of them?
I said that's what I told myself. I said I'm watching all of them. But then I saw these articles. It was like, you actually shouldn't even watch them in the order that they came out. This is a better order to watch them. And then that's when I really saw how many movies it really was. I was like, yeah, no.
So you gave up.
I gave up on trying to watch all of them, yes. Like,
some of them, I don't even know if I've seen all of them, but.
Yeah. I've seen a few, and I've seen enough to know, like, what's going on. Still haven't. Don't judge me. I still haven't watched. Was Infinity War or Civil War? Is that right?
That was the one that was the big one, like last year.
Civil War and then Infinity something. I don't know.
Infinity War, yeah. Infinity War and Endgame, yeah.
And Endgame, thank you. I said Civil War. Jesus, sorry. See, Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Still haven't seen either one of those, but yeah, but when I was hearing stories about people being in there and screaming at certain points, and I was like, yeah, I don't even know the significance of that. I know I know Thor has a hammer, and this could be a spoiler, but I've seen this part where like Captain America kind of moved it. It was like at a party or something. Am I tripping?
No, I think that happened.
That happened, yeah. And then everybody was kind of looking. But yeah. Iron Man's my favorite, though. Shout out to Tony Stark. That's all, And then I watched Black Panther. Everybody watched Black Panther. So, everybody watched Black Panther. Which I understood what was going on, but I was also told that if I watched Marvel movies,
There's like a deeper meaning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like, yes.
I think that part I think is cool because like they're connected, but like you don't have to actually know all of everything too.
Yeah. But
So.
I would assume Endgame probably you needed to know a little bit of each person, which,
Which is why you haven't watched it, huh?
No, it's not that. It's just I just never, because then they said I think both of those movies are like 3 hours long. Like that's I'm not. How should I put this? Once a movie's got to be really good to keep me past like an hour 45. Because after hour 45, I'm kind of like, all right, where's this going?
Well, let me ask you this. Since we're talking about movies, I think I've asked you this before, but I've had this ongoing debate with people since as long as I can remember. But what is your favorite non-animated Disney movie?
Remember the Titans.
Oh, you answered that really fast. Have you seen the list? It's very long.
No, I hadn't seen the list, but Remember the Titans is Disney.
Yes.
So that should be high. But I need to see a list.
That's true. I can't show you a list.
I mean, I'm trying to think.
Look, there's like, if you're thinking sports, there's like the Mighty Ducks is on there, Miracle's on there, Cool Runnings is on there.
Those are really good movies.
Yeah, you got like.
I've seen all of those.
And then not sports, you got like Mary Poppins is technically not, and then you got all the Pirates of the Caribbean ones. I think all the Marvels. I don't know if those count, but
I never was a big fan of Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp, no disrespect, just wasn't a fan.
But there's a lot. It's a long list. I've sat there with lists and had this debate. But
I would have to look at the list. I mean, top of my head, Remember the Titans.
Yeah, you answered that real fast, so. Maybe
But I mean, that's because
you.
I'm probably only thinking. I only have like 6 in my head, like that. Miracle.
Miracle's a good movie though.
I think Glory Road is a Disney movie. Mighty Ducks, which, as a collection, those were. I think the second one was the best one.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Second one. Now I did rewatch that in the pandemic.
I kind of want to rewatch. I should rewatch those.
Oh,
I haven't seen those in a while.
It was like, man, it took me back to childhood real quick. But the second Mighty Ducks was the best one, in my opinion.
I agree with that actually.
Yeah. And then they even had a TV show. I watched that too, but it was kind of.
Was that good?
It was they did a good job of keeping parts of the originals in the TV show, like to a certain extent, and they did a good job of actually having a 2021 or a
to
current
make it
day,
like
a current day feel to it.
Okay.
But it was kind of like, I don't know. Well, no, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say, oh, the hockey looks faker.
Okay. But they're still like kids though too, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I was gonna say that, but at first I was thinking like, oh, of course the hockey's gonna look faker now than when it did when I was a kid. But like I just said, I just rewatched the older ones, and the hockey looked more realistic in the movies than in the TV show that they have right now.
Yeah.
But the plots, because obviously it's a TV show, so they have more. Yeah. Like, character development and stuff they could do. Those kind of stories are a little bit better. But it, I mean, I'm a fan of the series. Shout out to Mighty Ducks. But I don't know, movies. See, that's the thing too. When it comes to movies, as you know, I'm, how should I put this? Black movies, I'm sort of a thespian. Reincarnated when it comes to quoting black movies. Just go down the list. All the ones, those are the ones I like. Coming to America is my favorite movie, which I don't even know if that is considered a black movie, but they did have one white guy in it. Shout out to him. But then, the typical little hood classics of Juice and Menace to Society, Above the Rim.
Yeah, we've been going through those on
we've
road trips.
Gone through those Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
It's probably the best hood movie, obviously. Just those kind of, just the typical, like, these are what black people watch. Minus Madea. I'm not a big Madea fan. I like Tyler Perry, but I'm not a big fan of Madea movies, which you've seen a few of those.
A few of them, but not too many.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not a big fan of those. But all the bad boys, anything Martin is in, Will Smith, that kind of stuff. Before he started all the sci-fi stuff, outside of Men in Black, the first one, on that one again too.
Oh, he did do yeah.
Like I didn't watch. I didn't really fully watch any of the Men in Blacks that were past 2. Like I've seen bits and pieces, but
well, the newest one he's not in. I don't think.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like once, I think it was like the
They
first
just
one.
redid it like last year or something.
Yeah, but I think the first one they had, which would be 3, was when I think like Tessa Thompson was in it or something.
No, that was that was the one like last year.
Yeah, like they would. Well, I thought it was one before that, but after Men in Black 2, the next one, like they kind of start trying to do all these like extra stories because it had been so long since the first ones that they kind of just tried to, I guess, do too much. But I don't know. What about music for you?
I listen to pretty much anything. Usually my genre is 90s R&B.
90s R&B.
Old school Usher.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah,
Leslie would have never known. I never thought we were gonna bud over Usher.
But I grew up Usher's I grew up with Usher when he was 16 doing My Way, So that's so.
Nah,
yeah.
I'm more of a. I remember 8701. My godmother brought me and my brother that, which is you don't have to call still to this day. You know what I'm saying? Perfect song, one of my favorites. Then Confessions. So that's just I've never heard somebody do a whole album about cheating on somebody and everybody just love it.
And it's really catchy and yeah.
So caught up.
Yeah.
You don't even. And I was probably I was a little younger, so I didn't realize exactly
what you were actually singing.
What I was actually singing.
Yeah.
But then he had because it was like, oh, that's just a fun song. But the rest, now that you get older, you really when you really when you go back and listen to it and you actually know what's like. You have your own life experiences.
And you're like, oh, well,
let it burn.
See, also now when you're older now, you're listening to him again, you're like, I can actually relate to this.
Yeah.
And you listen to it a different way. So you're like, now I'm feeling it. Okay.
Confessions
I'm not just singing
different.
along because it's catchy. Now I actually
Get caught up had a different thought process from when I was 21 versus when I was 11. Not from personal experience. Just from personal understanding.
Yes, when you're 11, you're just thinking, you don't.
Oh yeah, you're just so caught up. Then you start realizing, oh man, he was really caught up. But he wasn't. He was caught up with some other stuff. But yeah, so but Ushers. So would you say who else though? On the 90s R&B.
I listen to Trey Songz a little bit.
Okay.
And back, there's old Akon, stuff like that.
Okay. What happened to Akon?
I don't.
He just stopped. He probably.
And Neo. Ooh, I love Neo.
Oh yeah, Neo's really really nice, really good. I feel like Akon probably has some money wrapped up in some company or something that we didn't know about, and he's probably just making a bunch of money.
Oh yeah, he had that one album, and then I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People usually that just come out with one album or so, and then they just disappear. He invested his money somewhere and probably worked out well. And he's like, I'm not gonna sing anymore. I don't got to go on tour. Which, a few weeks ago, Taylor was on the show. And she's really, craving a Rihanna album. Are you craving?
Ooh, that would
Are you craving a Rihanna album?
Yeah.
I'm good.
You aren't?
No.
But if you heard it, you would listen to it. If it came out, you'd listen to it.
I mean, yeah. Okay, I should have put this I'm not yo, we need a Rihanna album. If we,
but she hasn't put out anything new in how long? She's just living her life now, I guess, which is cool.
Which is fine.
But,
I guess I think about it from a more literal standpoint. If she can make just as much money, even more, without making music, why would she go back to making it? That's just me. She did. She's not pregnant though. She dispelled.
Oh, she's not. I was gonna say. Pregnant. Okay, I did hear that.
My chance still remains. Yeah.
Is that one of your goals in life?
Nah, it's not a goal.
Oh.
That's not a goal.
I don't know.
It's not a goal. You know what I mean? Goals have to be something that
attainable.
It can be attainable if I just get in the right spot. but I'm not trying to be in that world, so it doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm not trying to. You never know. I could go viral on some crazy video. Next thing you know, everybody knows who I am. That's the world we
that
live
your
in
goal?
today. No, I don't want.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't want to. Like I thought about it one day, and I think it was when COVID, man.
That makes you think a lot. It made you think a lot.
It made
of
me
things.
think a lot. But when COVID really started first, we really realized we were going to be in the house, and the ESPN started playing Last Dance, and so
Yeah, and
everybody was watching.
Yeah.
Did you watch Last Dance? So when I was watching Last Dance, and because everybody had to watch it because there was nothing else. There's no other.
It was literally like everyone talking about it like every week. Yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing else new coming on TV for a while. And I remember it got to the episode where it showed his day, and I was like, yeah, that sucks. Like, Michael Jordan has a lot of money, but I don't know if he can't go anywhere. Like, he can't run. You know what I'm saying? Like, just simple. Like, I'm at the house. Oh, I just want to run, grab some water from the corner store. Like, he can't even do that without kind of having to be on.
No, but he has people to do that.
I know, but I'm not. I don't. Then that feels wrong.
Yeah.
Because the way I'm thinking was I don't want to have to pay someone to do something that simple.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to just go get my own water, get my own soda, whatever. Whatever you choose. So I was like, yeah, I don't know if that's
like being too rich, huh?
Yeah, it's been too famous. There's no such thing as
there's
too famous.
That's different. You're right. That is
Which
very
that's
different.
when it talks about the viral, it makes you really famous. Like, I don't know if I want to be that famous. You can never be too rich. If you know how to take care of your money, you can never be too rich.
Okay, that's fair.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, money isn't everything, but it does help. Money is not everything, but it helps a lot of situations.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't kids, don't worship money though. Don't worship money. It's nice to have, but don't worship it. Don't let it influence everything you do. That's not good on you. But so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess Rihanna, Beyonce, she won't probably make anything else.
That was my best birthday in, I don't even know when it was, a couple years ago. I went for my birthday in Miami. I went to Beyonce and Jay-Z's.
On a run tour?
Yeah, that was great.
The second one? So was that the one? Was that the one Chloe and Haley were opening for? Did you get there?
No, that wasn't.
Okay. I know it was one.
It was what?
It was one of them that those two were.
Yeah, no, they weren't there.
And
so
they had Khaled too. So but that was a good show though.
Yeah.
Are you a big concert goer? Were you?
I don't know. I kind of am it's cool to go, but then it's I also don't want to pay $1 million for seats. So then I'm okay, well, I'm sitting far away. So am I getting the best experience, or could I watch this on TV? I don't know. But it's just, I mean, it's cool to say you went to a concert. It's cool to say, hey, I went to a Beyonce Jay-Z concert for my birthday.
Did you have good seats?
Not the best seats.
Yeah.
It was also a stadium tour, so you were gonna sit far away.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm trying to think. They were doing football stadiums. They weren't even doing basketball games. They were doing 80,000.
Yeah.
Or stuff like that, and selling out. It was crazy. When they came to South Carolina on that tour, and they were around the state, they were closing schools early, so the buses could get the kids home because so many people were coming in all around the state to go to the Jay-Z Beyonce concert, which was very economically strong for the state. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not a big concert goer because I'm kind of the same way. I don't want to. If I go, I want good seats, but am I willing to pay this much for the good seats?
Right.
So it's it's a double-edged sword.
And that's also dependent, I think, because a lot of times concerts they could be about the music, or they could be about the show itself, the flashiness and Beyonce had a stadium tour, so they had fireworks going and stuff like that because we were outside, so it was cool. But at the same time, it's that takes away from the actual music itself.
Yeah. She was in what Hard Rock, where the Dolphins play. Is that what she
Yeah,
when-
yeah.
okay. Wow. See, that's because I've been to the stadium, and that's a lot of people for just a concert. But I mean, that's cool. What's your favorite concert you've been to?
That's up there.
That's up there.
That's up there. I've also been to Kanye and Jay-Z's
With Watch Throne.
Watch the Throne. Yeah, that was a good one. That was
That was
I'm at American Airlines where the Heat play
okay
in Miami.
Yeah.
So it was like still, I mean,
It still was a lot. Yeah.
a huge place, but I feel like
A little more
yeah, I
intimate,
felt
yeah.
a little bit more. So
Yeah, I've actually never been to a concert that's been in a stadium or like been in an arena, I guess you could say. They've been in like amphitheater types or like a well, I take that back. My freshman year of college, we had it in the football stadium, but it wasn't the way they had it like sectioned off. It wasn't like the whole stadium. So,
okay,
and
so
then-
it like wasn't the whole like it wasn't as many people as it could be.
No, it wasn't as many people. And then it was Jeezy.
Okay.
And he told everybody to come on the field. So I ended up real close anyway. So crazy night. Had to jump the the fence. But like
I think
not-
that's kind of scary now because
not an actual like you know how like if you're in when you're in a football stadium
yeah,
and you have the sideline but then you have that wall
yeah.
right there and then the stand start.
Oh, you had to jump over that fence to get onto the field.
Yeah, just right to the
Okay.
field. I didn't jump. So like I had good seats like right there. But they had field seats, but I was on a college budget, I didn't have the money. And then, whatever Jeezy saw or wanted to do, he just told everybody, I'm not coming out here till everybody comes on the field. So everybody didn't go. I did. I hopped the fence, almost, sprained my ankle, but took off running. Me and my friends, we got about 5-6 rows back, stood on some chairs and enjoyed ourselves.
That's good.
So
That sounds fun.
That was fun. It was a rush, so that was dope.
Yeah.
And but I would say like I don't even know my best concert because I haven't been to that many. That's why I can't say like even though like now I want to like go to more, but I don't. Another thing too, I don't have like the a lot of people have that one musical artist that they're just like so attached to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I don't really have that. I just have I have people I like, but I don't think it's like hey, they're coming to town, I gotta go see them. Partly because I probably didn't grow up close to be able to go to concerts.
Yeah,
You were
you're not
closer.
used to going to concerts.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up. I didn't really.
Well, I mean,
grow up
Hartford's closer. Well, I should put it. More stuff is going to come to Hartford than would come to 20 minutes away from where I grew up.
Okay. Fair.
I put it that way.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like I'm in my mind mentally drawing a 20-minute radius around. No. I'm probably from the biggest spot in that 20-mile radius, which is saying a lot because it's not a very big place. But I'm trying to Greenville. Have you been to Greenville, South Carolina before?
Is that where South Carolina State is?
No. It's
Oh,
in
then no.
Orangeburg. No. Oh yeah,
Then no.
that's right.
I've been to
only
South Carolina State.
Yeah, you only been to Orangeburg.
Yeah.
You didn't. Yeah, that's right. You didn't even come when we went to we were in Columbia. We went down there for volleyball, but you weren't with us.
I went on that trip.
You weren't with us. Yeah, which that's much more fun than Orangeburg. It's not much in Orangeburg, but home of the alma mater. Go get that win in the Celebration Bowl. I don't know if you heard.
I've heard maybe once or twice.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard.
Not
yeah.
today yet, maybe, but this is
Yeah,
the
you
first
have
time I'm
now.
seeing you today, so.
Celebration Bowl. Celebration Bowl. You might be watching this right now while the Celebration Bowl is on. Check and see if it's on and go watch it.
When's the game? You have-
December 18th.
Oh, so, okay.
December 18th. Against Jackson
So you
State.
should be watching that instead of this? Is that what you're telling them?
Nah. You can pause this and come back. Can't pause the Celebration Bowl. But you can pause this and come back. Which is, whatever. So, What are some of your hobbies outside of work? Besides the '90s R&B.
I don't know. I like food.
Yeah, food is great.
I'm trying to learn to cook more. So there's that.
What's your best dish right now?
Oh, I don't know. I'm
Well,
trying
actually,
to have
what do you like to cook?
I'm trying to learn more from my mom. So I'm Chinese. My parents are Chinese and they grew up in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to learn more dishes to make that just to learn family dishes and stuff.
Like traditional
Yeah.
Chinese.
Because that kind of stuff you can't really Google. I can make anything with a recipe, and I can just Google how to make chicken or whatever, But it's different when it's
a traditional
thing. So I'm trying to learn more stuff like that. But
you got to figure out those noodles. You got to figure out.
Did you like them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell your mom thank you.
Okay.
Those are traditional.
She can listen to this. Yes.
But those, yeah, those were.
Yeah, she made those. So.
Oh, they were good. I could. Yeah, if you learn how to make those.
Okay. I'll let her know when I go home for Christmas. I need to learn how to make.
Yeah, Mom, please. The noodles
every
were
time
top notch.
I do go home because I do go home. They stock me up with traditional groceries and stuff. Because I will say for living out here, there aren't that many Asians out here, so it's really hard to get certain certain things. So I'll go home for Christmas and I'll stock up on some stuff, and then I'll retry making some things.
How's the Asian population in the New England area?
I mean, when I went to school in Boston, there's a lot of Asians in general in Boston. I think because there's a lot of hospitals and a lot of, and I think that's kind of where, I don't know, the Asian community kind of gravitates to. A lot of students come from overseas to go to med school and stuff like that. So Boston did have they have a lot of restaurants, stuff like that, places you could explore that I liked. But DC has a lot of places like that too, so that's why I kind of going over there.
Right, visiting.
Miami did not, so that was also one drive back to Miami.
Yeah, that was. I mean, a lot of Latin flavor down there.
Yeah. I did learn to appreciate Cuban food and a lot of things.
Yeah,
so
you have to figure it out real quick.
But
that's one thing. I mean, that's one thing. It was I knew it was gonna be Cubans down there, but it was they was everywhere. I was like, this is more. It's more than you can even think of.
I mean, it's weird because when I lived there, you don't have to really even speak English to live in Miami.
Yeah.
And I'd go to a Chinese place or whatever, and there'd be Chinese people speaking Spanish, and they'd speak Spanish to me, and I'm like, but you can switch to English or Chinese because I understand Chinese, and I'm like, it's just weird that you're speaking Spanish. I mean, I guess that's.
I mean,
the normal down here, but.
How much Spanish do you think you picked up while you was down there?
I can understand Spanish, I think, because I took Spanish in high school too.
Same.
So I think I could understand it. And if you talk slow enough, the problem with me is when you learn Spanish in school, it's all written down, right? So if you handed me something, I could probably read it and know it. But then when you talk and people talk fast and there's an accent and stuff like that, it gets a little more tricky.
Yeah.
And I don't feel comfortable in. If someone were to talk to me in Spanish, I don't feel comfortable enough with my Spanish to be let me answer you back in Spanish. I just kind of smile and nod, but.
Yeah, got you. All right, so I guess what would be one traditional, Asian meal you think you can pull off? It could be small, something just.
No, I've been working on noodles.
Okay.
My mom's egg rolls are probably the best, but I don't really want to They also. You have to deep fry them, so they tend to stink up the house. Not in a bad way, but,
You think you do them in an air fryer or try an air fryer?
I could try them. I do have an air fryer, so yeah. I mean, they might taste a little different, but.
But see, that's what I was just about to. I mean,
I don't think I've ever really thought that. But deep frying things kind of scares me. But I think that's something I want to, because it's honestly, I grew up helping her with them. It's not that hard to do.
Yeah. You just gotta get in the groove.
Yeah.
Gotta get in the groove.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Yeah. I mean, that was one thing. When I first moved here, it was, because, coming from Indianapolis, even though it was a, cornfields, heavy in Indiana, because it was like, you know, it was a city. It had a little bit more, I guess, diversity in like the kind of food you could get. And then when you get here, it's like pretty American, and that's it. And not even like mom and pop American, just like chain restaurant American. So anytime like now that I've even find some type of place that's not what's the word I'm looking for? Not a chain.
Yeah.
Then I try to give it a look. Plus, I mean, they just eat so much seafood here, so it's like that's the thing.
Do you not like seafood?
Oh, I love seafood,
Oh,
but it's
okay.
like I don't. This gonna sound crazy. I don't like the work that goes into having to eat seafood.
You saw crabs. You don't like having to like actually
if
pick
I never
crabs?
ate a blue crab again, I don't care. Like
Well, I don't know if you could say that in Maryland.
I can and I have. Like I took Casey told me because she was like, oh, nobody's been cooking them right. You got to have them right and da da da. So I was like, all right. So she told me that, like, this is COVID time, so we weren't, people weren't going. So now, people have gotten vaccinated and things of that nature, so it's a little bit different now. She's not pregnant anymore, stuff like that. So I remember it was probably like
Okay.
Yeah, she's not pregnant anymore. Her son's like a child, a half adult now. But she, so I mentioned to her, like, not too long ago, I was like, hey, remember we were supposed to, use like, get some crabs or something. And she was like, oh no, it's not the right season. It's not the right. I was like, all right, yeah, we're doing too much here. And the last time
You can't wait till the right season for crabs? You want them and you want them picked for you and whenever you want them?
I mean, anytime I get weary when it's like, oh, it's got to be a perfect season because you're throwing the caveat in there for if I don't like it. Like, well, this isn't the right season. Like,
That's an excuse. Yeah.
It's an excuse. Not saying, I understand it, but at the same time, I'm like, I got to wait a certain time to eat this food? Nah. I want it now. I want the opportunity to have it now.
Yeah.
But, last time I cracked one, it, like, all exploded all on me.
You gotta, they're messy. You gotta know it's messy.
No. It's a difference in messy and it exploded on me. I was with people from Maryland, Eastern Shore. Uh-huh. The Eastern Shore of Maryland, I should say. Not to confuse it with the school. I was not with people from Maryland, Eastern Shore, the school. And I was like, yo, take me through. They took me through step by step. And then when I went to crack that thing, it exploded all on me. And it was just, I'm like, really?
So you had a bad experience. That's why you don't want to.
I tried again after that.
Oh.
Like, it was just like, it exploded on me. And it was like all that work. And I'm getting like the smallest amount of food. Like, I don't want that.
Okay. Do the lobster better?
Lobster's a little bit better. I just was saying something. I hadn't had lobster in a while. I should try it soon. But, then, obviously shrimp. It's like that ain't really, I mean, that's seafood, but it's not.
That's seafood, but that's everywhere, I guess.
Yeah, it's everywhere. But I've always been a fan of mussels, clams, oysters. Those had to grow on me.
Because you eat them raw. That part, is that why? Or you eat them cooked?
Either or.
Okay.
The raw ones definitely had to grow.
Yeah, I was gonna say the texture gets weird for people.
But the thing is, oyster reminds me a little bit of like how clams taste, slightly.
Okay.
So, not a lot, but just slight. So like oyster, stuff like that. But so I mean, I enjoy the taste of them, but
you just don't want to work for them.
I don't want to work. I like crab legs are okay, but that's a lot of work for not a lot of enjoyment. You know what I mean? So I have to ask this because since you are Chinese, the Chinese places like that are in the mall and the Panda Expresses of the world, how authentic are they, if at all, to like what you truly?
From my opinion of things, obviously, I'm not disrespecting the restaurants.
I know. That's why I said I know the food's not going to be as good as you and your relatives will be able to produce, but I guess in a fast food Americanized way, how close are they?
In my opinion, which it's not worth anything. I don't know, but I would compare a place like in the mall or something to like a McDonald's, like saying a McDonald's is like American food, which is that comparable? I guess.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because
So it's like a fast food version.
that's why I always ask this, because I've even asked like student athletes that come here that are not from America, and I asked them, I say, what do you know in your country? What do you consider American food? And nobody really could think of, like, I guess probably the most American thing is a hamburger.
Yeah, like burgers and stuff.
But that's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the most American food that's out there is burgers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not the same, you know, as far as, you know, other countries and how they are with their food. Our American cuisine doesn't reach far.
That's like kind of what America is a little bit, though. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
a melting pot of
America's
like
a bullies
a
and
bunch of.
they're bullies and they steal.
Okay, that's not what I was going. I was saying it's like a bunch of different cultures. But okay, if you want to say that too, I don't know.
America's a bully and they steal. as a look, America. That's how America is built. Okay, America is nothing but greed.
I mean,
It's also probably the best country in the world. But it's built on greed. This is what the country is built off of, you know, all day long. So, but I mean, from the standpoint of like cuisine, back to cuisine wise,
Okay.
I get what you're saying.
Okay.
Because if somebody was from, I don't know, insert a country, Argentina.
Okay.
That's just first country popped in my head. Somebody here from Argentina say, Raylan, I want some true American food.
Yeah, where would you take them?
I have no idea.
Someone that's never been here before?
That's where it came from. Like, cause I feel like if I'm in Mexico, if I'm in Brazil, and I say, hey, I want some Brazilian food, I want some Mexican food.
They're like, oh, I know the spot.
I feel like they
Okay.
can take. Someone said they want true
Like, where
American
would you go,
food.
like to Applebee's or something?
No,
like,
I wouldn't dare do that to somebody.
Where-
But like, no, because they're gonna go to Applebee's and see quesadillas.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
That's
then-
not American food. That's more Hispanic food. But
no,
that's what
actually-
I'm
yeah.
saying. Like, there's no like, well, I'm supposed to take them to Five Guys, get them a burger. But Five Guys is a chain,
Yeah.
but their burgers are good. But that's what I mean. That's
Yeah.
why I was
Okay.
saying that, because it was kind of one of those, you know, what's our like American cuisine? Like, our American cuisine is regional.
Yes.
That's
true.
And so that's
yeah.
the thing. So you kind of have to know, like, where you are based on, you know, like, I guess, like, we were down
Yeah, because
south.
like you would take someone if someone were to come here from you wouldn't necessarily take them for American food. You take them for Maryland food.
Yeah, you would take
Yeah.
them for like
Crabs
seafood.
or something. Yeah.
Mhm, take them for crabs or something like that. If you're in Boston, you take them for the clam chowder.
You look so proud of yourself.
Did that sound like it?
I don't know.
Did it sound like a Boston
Not
accent?
really, no.
Okay. Well, if you're in Boston, you took them for clam chowder
Okay.
at Harvard Yacht. How did that sound?
I don't know.
Harvard Yacht.
You just look so proud. I don't want to ruin it for you.
Does it sound right? Hobbit Yacht?
Sure.
No, that was wrong. I know that was wrong.
Okay.
That was wrong. But in the where else? The Midwest, give them corn.
Steak and potatoes? I
Steak
don't know.
and
You lived out in the
potatoes, yeah.
Midwest. I did
Yeah,
not.
steak and potato, like corn, you know, that kind of stuff. So, I mean, down south, you know, start them off with a small Jesus. Sorry, I can't talk today. Delectable. I can't talk today. You know what I'm talking
Try
about.
a
A small
different word.
appetizer.
Okay.
I can't say that word. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. A small appetizer of boiled peanuts.
We were just talking about boiled peanuts.
Yeah, they're delicious. So down south, you give them some boiled peanuts, and you know, then start on with just, you know, a slab of soul food that'll just run through your bones. Some good sweet tea.
That's pretty much all. Sugar, yeah.
Have you been down south? You see the physiques down there. You've seen the physiques down there.
And then cake.
And cake, yeah.
Your mom's cake.
Yep, that's top notch cake. And so yeah, I guess it's American cuisine is just regional. You know, you just take them, but that's not. I feel like that's not really, you know, American food. That's just kind of like regional.
Yeah, I get
Because
that.
you know, if you're in New York, you just take them to get New York pizza. Chicago, same way. But or you know, that's what I think about with American food. I don't think there's something that across all 50 states there's like this is our thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to work on that as a country, maybe.
Okay, you tell him.
Probably not. Get Gordon Ramsay or Guy Fieri, one of those dudes to like come up with something. You know, do you watch those cooking shows? You don't?
Not really. I'm not really a big reality TV show, I guess.
I mean, I don't either. But I mean,
Those are technically like reality shows, right? Yeah.
Are they
The competition cooking shows?
like Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah, those are. Well, that's competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They compete. Yes, chef. Because they're on two teams, red and blue.
So you do watch it.
Yeah, I've watched it before. I'm not like all the time, but I've watched enough to know what's the you know what they're trying to achieve. And then, but no, I don't. I mean, you know, I'm not watching Housewives or Survivor or nothing like that. You know,
No.
You know, just you know, typical stuff. Power. Shout out to Power. Did you keep up with Power?
No.
You stopped after the first one?
I've watched the original Power.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of the
spin-offs?
continuations.
Yeah.
Because I started and then I realized I don't
You don't like Tariq?
like Tyreek. Yeah,
No.
so
Bad guy.
just make the next series about him. I just didn't give me much incentive to want to watch it.
That's true.
But you said it's good, right? So I should give it a chance.
The Tariq one?
Yeah.
Or
are you talking about the Kanan one?
The Kanan, okay. The Kanan one started slow, picked up. The best thing about the Kanan one is like, it's almost like a brand new show because...
Do I have to watch the Tyreek one to watch the Kanan one?
No.
Okay.
No. Because all the Kanan stuff is before.
Oh, right. It's him as a kid, right?
Yeah, it's him as a kid. So, you know, jukebox, stuff like that. Yeah, the only two characters that you've heard of before are Kanan and Jukebox in that one.
The Kanan one.
Because it's all his mom and his uncles and stuff like that. Up until this point, Ghost and Tommy haven't even appeared yet. So
okay. But the Tyreek one is like right after the show.
It's right after. So, but, I mean, they use that, but then it didn't take long for them to bring in the other characters. So they have enough storylines now that don't...
AJ Blige is in that, right?
Yeah. They have enough, like her and her whole, like she has a whole storyline and stuff that doesn't really involve Tariq and what he has going on. So obviously they combine it together with, you know, some of Tariq's foolishness. But at the same time, it's enough to where you're not seeing Tariq the whole time, which I can appreciate.
See, you don't like him either.
Oh, no, I hate Tariq.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I hate Tariq. Who? I don't think...
No,
I don't think anybody
you can't watch Power and
I don't
like
think
him,
anybody watched Power and they like Tariq.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like the one, like, are you cool with Tasha?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like her either. Tasha, no. Tariq, no. Tommy and Ghost. I wanted them to be together forever.
That did not happen.
It didn't, but they were like... They're like Shaq and Kobe out there, man. They were like Jordan and Pippen.
Maybe I'll just rewatch Power from the start. I haven't watched it in a while.
Now, I will say this. I remember when it was... I think when I was waiting for the last season to start, and then I randomly watched like an episode from like season 1 or season 2, you'd be like, who are these people? Like, you'll forget.
Because they're, yeah.
You know, people didn't make it long in Power.
Like, Tyreek, the show first started, he was little.
Yeah, like he was that's what I'm saying. Like he was so small. So I guess he must have hit one of those crazy growth spurts in between filming one time. That was like, hey, he's gotten big. But like, and he's the one character that nobody likes that's still alive. You know, spoiler if you've never seen Power. Dre's dead, thank God.
You list everyone that. Oh, I didn't like him either. Okay, fair. Dre. I didn't like him.
Dre, he had to go. Wasn't a fan of Kanan.
You weren't?
No.
I I don't know if I had an opinion.
Every time, wasn't a fan of Kanan from day one. He left. He's out of here. Who else did I hate? All the drug kingpins that they worked for were no good, so they died. Who else?
You can tell everyone who.
Holly.
Oh, she was annoying.
She had to go.
I don't like how she died, though.
How she died was brutal, but she had to go. She had to go. Lakeisha had to go.
I don't like how she died either.
I don't like how she died, but she had to go. Lala. Poor Lala. But she had to go.
Actually, I don't like a lot of people died on that show. I got mad with a lot of people dying on that show.
You did? Which one? Sean?
Sean.
That was Ivy. That was personal.
I was very upset when Sean died. And
you text me and let me know about it.
I was very upset when Sean died, yeah. And
Sean
then,
died.
What was her name? The little girl.
Raina.
Yeah. I was very upset when she died, too.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone that has not seen Power. We just...
You remember? See, all right. Here's my, because I like to look deep into the show. Do you remember Greg Knox, the white guy?
The cop.
Yes.
Okay.
He was like one of my favorite people on the show. I know.
Why?
You want me to tell you why I liked Greg? Because Greg was the only person on the show that from day one was just trying to do his job. Just trying to do his job. That's it. He may have like tried to bend the rules a little bit, but most of the time he was bending the rules in response to Angela hiding something. So he felt like
she was messing up
because
things.
she was the dirty one. So he would have to come up with crazy tactics to try to combat what she was doing. So Greg Knox, he was like the only one. I was like, yo, people look at me like I'm crazy. I respected Greg Knox.
Of all people, I don't think I would have said.
Yeah, I respected Greg Knox. He went out wrong. You know what I mean? He went out wrong, but I respected Greg and what he was trying to get accomplished. Didn't like he was trying to throw my man Ghost in jail, but I respected who he was and how he was doing his job.
Well, technically, I mean, that was his job. And Ghost.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I respect it. His job was to put drug dealers in jail. He was trying to put a drug dealer in jail. He wasn't doing it. He wasn't being fake, like everybody else was doing. So Greg was my, he was the one. That was the one time somebody died, and I was like, man, I'm sad. Him and Sean. But Sean, he was asking for it.
I mean, Sean wasn't really the most important character. It's cool.
He wasn't important, but, he set himself up to get killed. Because he started being... Don't try to be somebody you're not. Just be who you are. If you're not built like that, don't try to go out there and act like you built like that. But that was your guy, He was a fan of Sean. So, Power. Power was a good show. Now it's gone.
Yeah.
Now we got the new ones, which...
Sorry, I haven't watched, so...
Don't. The Kanan one is pretty cool. The Tariq one is kind of all over the place. Unless... Oh, Sax is in that one, too.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So Sax... Yeah, Sax... I was about to say something. So Sax is in the Tariq one, too. And Tasha. So... But everybody else is new. So... How should I... You probably can... No, because they're in season 2 now. Season 2. Oh, Tate is back too. The counselor.
Oh, I don't like him.
Yeah, nobody liked him. But he's back now in season 2. And how should I put it? I don't think you can start season. You probably, if you picked up at season 2, you'd probably be a little lost. But you could probably watch. If you watch the first episode, you could probably watch the first episode, the last episode of the first season.
No, I just don't need the in between.
You can use the in between because a lot of the in between helps, but as far as to understand what's going on, you can watch the first and the last one. It's a lot in the middle you would miss and kind of, but I don't think you'd be so lost to where you wouldn't get what's going on. because the first episode helps you with the relationships, and then the end helps you, see how everything ended.
Okay, I'll think about that.
Yeah,
maybe I'll watch it.
Think
maybe.
about it. You know what I'm saying? No pressure.
Okay.
No pressure. All right, but so thanks for stopping by, Leslie. Before we let you go, if you have any social media handles that you'd like to plug, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. Are you on TikTok?
I am.
Okay. If you're on Facebook, whichever one you want to, spread love to the people out. And if you want love spread to you, put them out there. So, what's all your social media? Yeah, whichever ones you want to, put out there.
I have the same username. It's King_Leslie. Is for a couple things. So if you can find me, if you spell my name right, maybe you'll find me.
So spell your Leslie is different than some Leslies. So it's Lesley. Leslie, not Lie. I know you hate that.
But that's not right. So I mean, I don't necessarily like when people don't spell my name right, but I don't know what happens.
Yeah, it's funny. My name is not that difficult, but people mess it up all the time, whether spelling it or saying it, which is the most frustrating thing, especially when when people are calling you for jobs or whatever.
For professional things.
Professional stuff.
You would think people would be professional and look up the proper way to
either
say
that
your name or spell your name.
Or call me Mr. Wardlaw and then say, I will only call you by your first name, but can you pronounce it for me? Because that's I feel like there's no disrespect, especially if it's like, because my last name I don't think is that difficult. So if you mess up on the first one, just say, hey, how you pronounce your first name, we can go from there. All right, so King_Leslie across the board, people, look her up. Thanks for coming through, Leslie.
Thank you.
All right, so we want you to check out EasternShoreHawks.com for all updates. Men's basketball, women's basketball are currently in season, finishing up finals. So right after finals, they'll be on the road coming to a city near you, probably if you're on the East Coast. So check EasternShoreHawks.com for all of those. Bowling is also in full effect, and indoor track is getting ready to start up. So just check EasternShoreHawks.com for all updates. Make sure you follow the Hawks on Twitter on at ES Hawks Sports, ES Hawks on Instagram, and Eastern Shore Hawks on Facebook. And please use the hashtag Hawk Pride and the hashtag Our Shore Our Team. Make sure you join in on the conversation for this show using the hashtag TalkShore. Or you can email us at mdtalkshore@gmail.com. And so don't forget to subscribe, including on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, everywhere. And make sure to like, share, subscribe. Also, if you're watching it, you see us on YouTube, so hit the subscribe button on this video, and you'll get updates every time a new episode drops, and use the hashtag TalkShow there as well. You can follow me on Instagram at R_Wardlaw, Twitter at Ray_Law12, and Law to Land on Snapchat, Ralan Wardlaw on Facebook and on LinkedIn. And no TikTok still, because if it's good on TikTok, it makes it to Instagram and Twitter. I'd like to thank everybody in the crew in the control room. I was just thinking, isn't that the truth though? If it's good on TikTok, if it's good enough, it'll make it to Instagram and Twitter.
That's because you're saying that because you don't have a TikTok.
No, I'm saying that because it's the truth. I say that every week, but it's really the truth. Every week I see stuff from TikTok on Twitter if it's funny. So once again, thank you to everybody in the control room. We are making sure everybody's COVID safe here, following our protocols. And so me and Leslie are heavy in the COVID streets as far as testing is concerned. This is our last episode before Christmas, before Kwanzaa. Hanukkah, I think, is closing up soon. So happy holidays to everyone. Thanksgiving was a few weeks ago. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And also, Happy New Year, because this is our last episode of the 2021 calendar year. So I hope everybody had a good year and are looking to get, be a new and improved you for 2022. And hopefully you have adapted to what is now normal, because I don't even call it the new normal anymore. Now that we've went a full calendar year in these COVID streets. So happy holidays to everyone. We will be back in 2022 with more guests. Lesley was our first non-student athlete, so we're going to continue to expand. Non-student athlete for this season, so we're going to continue to expand on our guests and continue to give you good podcasts, good shows to watch and enjoy. So we are saying goodbye to everyone for the 2021 calendar year, and we will see you back in 2022. My name is Ralan Wardlaw. Thank you for watching Talk of the Shore. Happy holidays, everyone.